Start setting goals. It is myOrganized.life, May 21st, 2018. And
happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Gosh.
To everybody.
Yeah. How is Monday for you so far today? Pretty good?
Pretty good. Can't complain. How about you?
I can never complain. I am.
Really? Just kidding.
No, I had a great weekend, so
yeah, me too. It was
Monday
good.
Just is another Monday.
Right.
And at least it's sunny out, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So anyway, today we start out the week because this is a 5-day-a-week show called.
We forgot to do.
No, we haven't forgotten.
Oh, you're doing something different. You were ad-libbing.
I was ad-libbing. I was doing the transition to saying this is myOrganized.life. I am John Hunt.
And I'm Leanne Thompson.
And this is the show where we give you organizing tips, advice, just about anything else you'd want to know. Stories. We talk about behind the scenes of this production.
Yep.
Like sometimes when the camera freezes up, which
and the mouse doesn't work.
Yeah, the mouse doesn't work. The mouse has been doing pretty good lately.
Ever since you got rid of that mouse pad.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, today we are going to start setting goals.
Yes.
Should we have a goal for this show?
Sure.
Our goal for this show is
to get 3 people to write a comment.
Ooh. See, now that's a definable goal. Yep. That's actionable. So in other words.
And the best part is, we don't have to do it, they do.
That's right, yes. This is a goal for you. Well, I think it's really important because what we're going to talk about today is something we covered in a podcast, back number 109, Eric Fisher.
Yep.
Now, this is a little trivia about Eric Fisher. He's not a professional organizer.
No, he's an author.
He's an author. And like 4 or 5 times on the Keeping You Organized podcast, we've had non-professional organizers. Mm-hmm. And that'd be a little fun. If you have nothing to do today, why don't you go through, like a little Easter egg hunt, and find the 4 or 5 people who are not professional organizers. There's a couple. I don't know if there's 4 or 5. I know there's at least.
You're just making up numbers now.
I know there's at least 3.
Okay.
So, but beyond that, and there actually are some authors who are also professional organizers.
Right.
So we've had a few of those too. Yep. That was not what I was saying. Anyway, Eric Fisher wrote a book on goal setting. Mm-hmm. We interviewed him back in podcast number 109. And one of the things we're going to talk about today that we talked with him about was getting started. Goal setting can be this daunting thing, kind of like getting organized can be a daunting thing. People get overwhelmed. Kind of the same thing.
People are afraid to set goals because
they get overwhelmed.
They're afraid that they won't reach them, and then there's the disappointment and a letdown.
Yeah, so actually we're going to play a little clip of that right now, and this is me asking him a question, how do you get started setting goals?
One of the reasons that people don't set goals is they don't even dare to dream about what possibly could be. We end up thinking, you accept the status quo. You think, this is the way life is now. I can't make anything different than this. Or if you see somebody else who's doing better, you just don't think that it's even a possibility. So I've kind of grown into the idea of eliminating the word impossible from my vocabulary and starting there. When you start there, then, if anything's possible, why don't I just dream big, dream broad and big, and come up with as many strange possibly sounding things that you might want to do or have things be instead of the way they are now, starting there before you actually start acting on the goals.
Now, some people talk about visualization or even just writing it down is a powerful thing. In your experience, what is that factor that takes it from the mind to, okay, this is in cement, this is possible to do?
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of that mingling of facts of can it be done and acknowledging it can, but I think the visualization comes in and touches you kind of in maybe an emotional response or desire mechanism inside your brain. So then your heart, I guess. So then your heart and your brain are working together on the same thing, and so okay, not only do I think it's doable, but I feel that I want it. So let's do this thing.
Wow. Well, and you've probably, since you've talked to over 100 some people on your podcast, I know there's not one way that is the right way to do it. Share some of the differences that you've heard through all these podcasts of the way people get that first step kind of, because, I guess what I'm getting at is that there are people that say, well, first you have to have the mission statement or the value statement, and then the value statement drives, the goals. What are some of the things that you've heard or you've experienced about getting to that first step?
I would say there's some people that say you got to come up with the entire plan before you start. And there's nothing wrong with that. That, for some people, some personality types, that's the best way for them, because coming up with that plan breaks down all the steps from 0 to 100 that need to be done to get to 100 when you're at 0. And that makes it doable, because they don't have to think about doing all 100 steps. They just got to do one at a time, and they can handle that. Others, they're kind of more messy and in between, and maybe, dare I say, creative types maybe, where they want to just go out and try some stuff. They know they eventually want to be at a certain place in life or doing a certain role or whatever, or they have gut feelings about what they want to be doing, but they don't know what that looks like. And for them, I say, don't hesitate. Go and create and engage and practice in public, because none of that is wasted. You're still learning all through that process as you practice.
Okay.
All right.
Eric Fisher. And if you go to smead.com/podcast, or just go to smead.com, click on podcast in the menu, scroll down to number 109. Yeah. You'll see the show notes, which shows you how you can get a hold of his book, but also talks about kind of this little clip that we had. I thought was good about the getting rid of the word impossible in your vocabulary, because we limit ourselves.
Mm-hmm. It allows you to dream bigger.
Yeah,
and big.
And,
endless.
they say in brainstorming, no ideas are bad ideas right away.
I like his idea of going somewhere. He used the coffee shop, of course, but with just a pen and a paper, no electronic device.
No electronic devices.
Start going and brainstorming. And
I mean, that's how you start big, and then ultimately you have to pare it down, but that's not kind of what we're talking about. We're just trying to motivate you to get started today. Like, we're motivating you right now to put comments in.
Yes.
3 of you. I feel like the public TV fundraiser. We only need 3 people to put in the comments today for us to reach our goal.
That's true.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see, and put in there like maybe in the comment, put what's one of the goals you'd like to achieve.
That's a good one. Or
and
if they recently achieved a goal that they set.
Yeah, and when you write it down too, it has a lot more effect. That's part of the rest of the podcast we didn't see there.
Yep.
So anyway, well, that's it for a Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I don't have my list with me.
Oh, shoot.
But I bet it has, it's in the other room.
Is it? Okay.
But I bet it has something to do with goal setting. Because it's kind of, if you were producing this...
I don't know if it does.
Okay,
I
well,
don't think it does.
We'll all have to come back tomorrow at 2
Wednesday.
p.m. Central to find out what we're talking about, right?
Well, Wednesday we have a new podcast.
We do? Yes.
With our friend Jan Lehman.
Yes.
About...
hiring the right people. And
maximizing talent.
Yeah, and this also can be for if you are like working at a company and already have people hired and you want to help maximize their talent. So that's going to be a great show. And solutions on Thursday and Friday, who knows? Blogger Roundup.
Blogger Roundup,
yeah,
that's right.
So we'll see what we find in the blogosphere this week. That's another thing you could put in the comment for us to reach our goal of 3 comments.
Yes, put a blog that you like to follow that's about organizing or
we'll do that.
Decluttering, goal setting, whatever.
Goal setting. We'll take just about anything as long as we get our 3
that's right.
comments. Otherwise, the funding for this show may be cut.
The lights are going to go off.
Can you imagine what a life would be without this show?
Oh.
Yes, we need your comments.
Hard to imagine.
Yes, it is hard to imagine. Okay, well, anyway, that's it for this edition of myOrganized.life Live.